Today, we are elevating the art of steak to a new level. We're patting the surface completely dry with paper towels. A dry surface is the enemy of steam and the best friend of a perfect crispy crust. Now, we'll season it generously on all sides with coarse sea salt. This technique is called a dry brine. Unlike a wet marinade, a dry brine doesn't add extra water. Instead, the salt draws out the meat's own moisture, creating a concentrated brine that is then reabsorbed back into the steak. This seasons the meat deeply and helps it retain more of its own juices during cooking. We'll add some freshly cracked pepper for flavor and then massage the seasonings into the meat. Now this goes into the refrigerator for at least 2 to 3 hours or even overnight. This will give the salt time to work its magic. Just remember to take it out 40 to 60 minutes before cooking to let it come to room temperature. Our salsa will have a wonderful, crunchy texture. And the secret to that is toasted nuts. I'm using a mix of walnuts and pecans. To unlock their full aromatic potential, we'll toast them in the air fryer. Just spread them in a single layer. They need only about 5 minutes at 160 degrees Celsius, which is about 320 Fahrenheit. Keep a close eye on them as they can go from golden to burnt very quickly. Perfect. You can smell that wonderful nutty aroma. We'll set these aside to cool down completely. To balance the richness of the steak, we need a touch of acidity, and for that, we'll make some quick pickled red onions. We'll slice a red onion into very thin semi-rings. Place them in a bowl and cover with half a cup of hot water. This will soften them slightly. Then we'll add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. I prefer apple cider vinegar for its mild, fruity flavor and health benefits, but a regular white vinegar would also work. A teaspoon of salt will complete our brine. We'll let these sit for at least 30 minutes to infuse. The result will be a bright, tangy, and beautifully pink addition to our salsa. Here are the other heroes of our fresh salsa: a vibrant pomegranate, lemon, fresh cilantro, and of course, a high-quality extra virgin olive oil. We'll start with the cilantro. For our fresh herb, I'm using a big bunch of cilantro, as I absolutely love its bright citrusy flavor. However, if you're not a fan of cilantro, don't worry. Flat leaf parsley will work beautifully here as well. We'll remove the thicker, tougher stems, but the tender upper stems are full of flavor, so we'll keep those. A sharp knife is key here. We want to chop the cilantro finely, but not turn it into a paste. This preserves its fresh, bright flavor. Into a large bowl it goes. Now for the pomegranate. These ruby red jewels will provide bursts of sweet and tart juice that pair beautifully with the beef. To add a zesty, aromatic note, we'll add the peel of a lemon. I'm using a simple vegetable peeler to remove the zest. The key is to take only the yellow part, avoiding the white pith underneath, as it can be bitter. If you have a microplane or a zester, that works perfectly too. Once we have our strips of zest, we'll chop them very finely with a knife. An interesting fact: most of the lemon's essential oils are in the peel, not the juice. Adding the peel gives us all the aroma without making the salsa too sour. A clove of fresh garlic pressed directly into the bowl will give us a gentle, spicy kick. Now for our liquid gold. 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. A couple of pinches of salt and freshly ground pepper. And our cooled toasted nuts. I'm giving them a rough chop. We want to keep some larger pieces for that satisfying crunch. Let's give this a gentle mix. I always like to taste and adjust the seasoning if needed. This combination of cilantro, pomegranate, and toasted nuts is my personal favorite with a rich steak. But I'm curious, what's your go-to sauce or side for a T-bone? Let me know your favorite combinations in the comments below. And finally, our beautiful, crisp, pickled red onions. This salsa is a symphony of textures and flavors. It's time for our steak. We'll give it one final pat down to ensure the surface is perfectly dry for searing. Now, into the air fryer basket it goes. For the first stage, we're cooking low and slow, 120 degrees Celsius or 250 Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. We're gently raising the internal temperature without creating a crust just yet. Okay, let's check the temperature. A meat thermometer is essential here. For a perfect medium, we're aiming for an internal temperature of 49 to 51 degrees Celsius, which is 120 to 125 Fahrenheit. Perfect. Now, we take the steak out to rest for a moment and we turn the air fryer up to its maximum heat. We want it scorching hot for the final sear. Back into the air fryer goes. This will be very quick, only about 5 minutes, just long enough to create that beautiful, sizzling golden brown crust. And here it is. Listen to that sizzle. The aroma is incredible, and the crust is perfect. Now for the touch of luxury. I'm adding a knob of butter on top. As it melts, it will baste the steak, adding even more flavor and richness. And from my balcony garden, a couple of sprigs of fresh rosemary and thyme. We're not cooking them. We're just letting their essential oils perfume the steak as it rests. And now, the most difficult but most important part of cooking a steak, letting it rest for 5 to 10 minutes. This allows the juices that have been pushed to the center during cooking to relax and redistribute throughout the meat, ensuring every single bite is incredibly juicy. The wait is over. First, we'll separate the 2 muscles from the bone. The larger side is the New York strip, and this smaller, incredibly tender side is the filet. We'll slice them against the grain to ensure maximum tenderness. Just look at that. A perfect wall-to-wall pink. That is the incredible result of the reverse sear method. If you found this technique useful and want to see more recipes that combine simple ingredients with professional results, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to support my work and helps our community grow. This is a dish that is truly a feast for all the senses. A perfect balance of rich, savory steak and a bright, zesty salsa that cleanses the palate with every bite. I truly hope you give this method a try.